Hello everyone, this is a Let's Play for Ultima Underworld 2, one of Origin's games in the Guardian saga. I'm going to be doing some advanced strategies here, but I'll try to explain what I'm up to as I go along. So we'll start by making a character. I like paladins, I'll explain why. Ooh, this is a good stat spread too. You have three stats in this game: strength, dex, and intelligence. Strength is the most important. It controls your combat skills, how many hit points you get per level, and your carrying capacity, which can be very important. Intelligence controls your magical skills, and magic is quite important for this game. And dex is kind of the everything else. A lot of the skills are pretty useless. A lot of them maybe have some marginal use, but are still most of the most important skills are your fighting and your magic. Paladins tend to have good strength and pretty even spreads among dex and int, and yeah, we got that. So we get to pick some skills. Charisma helps us make trades when we barter with people. Mana gives us more spell points. Casting makes our spells more likely to succeed and more powerful. And lore helps us identify magic items. Also, we start with a basic attack and defense. Attack helps you hit people. Defense helps you not get hit. I'm going to go with casting. And then mana here. Appraise, by the way, helps you tell if you're getting a good deal or not. Acrobat helps you jump around without getting hurt. Repair helps you fix things if you ever want to bother. And it's one of these things like there's a spell that will help us fix things, so repair is just not that useful. Mana, and each of the weapons, it's a skill point with a weapon is kind of like 1.5 points of attack and half a point of defense as long as you're using that weapon. I'm going to take sword because I think the swords are best. And standard difficulty. So we start in our room in the castle, and you see with our high strength we have a lot of carrying capacity. Just going to do a one. So first thing we should do is just pick up some items. So here's a leather vest, here's some boots. A message saying to come to the throne room. We'll get to that, but it's important because everyone starts in the throne room. No one will be around to see if we take their stuff. Here's a very badly basic weapon, badly worn dagger. A map is useful, so I'm putting it in one of my quick slots. Open this chest. We get a better dagger. Throw the badly worn one away. Bowls are only useful for holding food. Here's another scroll. Blah, blah. Most of this is background stuff if you have not played the other Ultima games. I'm assuming most of the people who will follow this sort of Let's Play have at least some familiarity with Ultima. This is a secret door. In fact, it's marked on the map, so we should know it's there. And we have an equipment. Exactly what sorts of equipment you get in this room is dependent on your starting stats. Like, for instance, this short sword is only here because we had high swords. If we have a high enough mana, I think you always start with bet in Jux, Synced, Jux, and Ort. I don't think I have enough mana to start with the mana rune, which would have been nice, but oh well, we'll manage. And here's some more food and some more torches. Torches are important. I want 2 of them. Not quite sure how you fit 3 loaves of bread in a bowl, but we'll do it. Now, the castle main areas are well lit, but you'll see, like here, it gets dark, which is why we need the torches. And while this rat isn't hostile, let me just show combat for a moment. So you hit this button to pull out your weapon. You don't actually have to use a weapon. You can punch things, but we're good with swords, so let's use the sword. You draw... See that little gem on the bottom down there? You kind of chamber your strike. this speed turns green. When it's green and flashing, you're hitting as hard as you can. So you do sometimes have to choose whether you want to attack quickly or attack hard. Although with the short sword, it charges up so fast that there's not much of a difference. So run up and stab. The gargoyle's eyes at the top will indicate what sort of shape. They were flashing red. That means he's badly hurt. And we've killed ourselves a giant rat. Got a bit of XP for that. You mostly get XP actually for exploring and doing quests, but combat will help you. And this gives a stat sheet. We start with a one skill point, and we'll get more of those as we get XP. The main idea is you go to someone who can train you, and you trade in your skill points for stat points. It's not a one-for-one thing. It compares what your stat will be relative to the stat, what your skill will be relative to the stat that controls it. So, for instance, if you're below half your strength, which in our case would be 12 and a half, we get a lot of a combat skill. If we're above the stat, I think you only get one. Crossbows now we're not great with ranged weapons, but I'm hoping to get better at them later. And I'm going to steal stuff, like I mentioned, while everyone is away. Because once you take something, it no longer says it belongs to a human. It belongs to us once you pick it up. But people get mad when you take their stuff for some reason. Just leave that in our room for now. Besides, these are our friends. They should be honored to give us stuff to save the realm for the umpteenth time. That actually reminds me of something that... where's all our good equipment from the earlier games? Get a shield. I'm going to take a backup sword here. For that matter also, at least starting with Ultima 7, the explanation they tried to use as to why you're weak at the beginning of each game has to do with traveling through the dimensions, kind of resetting you. But that didn't happen at the end of Ultima 7. We should still be strength 60, dex 30, int 30, like we were at U7 if you did the Arcadian stuff. And for that matter, you're not even able to put down the black sword, so I don't know what happened to it. At least that's the Watsonian perspective. Obviously, from the game design perspective, they don't want you starting super strong. So, we've got enough food for now. Oh, Feridwin's here. Okay, he just wants us to go to the throne room. Feridwin, if you don't remember, was the guy running the shelter and pause. Fellowship member, but actually kind of a good guy. More food we don't need. Now, the throne room is... whoops, yeah. I got turned around a bit. The throne room is this way. If we go in there, we'll talk to everyone, and then people will disperse to their rooms. I don't want to do that right yet. This is where the party that was in the introduction that I skipped was. You'll note that all the food is on the floor, so I'm pretty sure this was one hell of a party. By the way, you might be noticing I'm collecting water. There's a reason for that, but I don't want to explain it just yet. Take a few fishes. Each item of food has a nutrition value against your hunger. Fish has the highest, although it's kind of all hidden values. But you'll note that fish feeds you up pretty well. So going down here into the storeroom. Mostly I just want the water. Can be a bit annoying with all the drag and drop. Oops, I did not want to throw that away. You actually can get unlimited water later, but that won't be for a while. unfortunately, this is the armory, and the door is locked and massive. Massive doors, by the way, cannot be bashed down. If it's sturdy, you can eventually batter it away, but massive is completely invulnerable. So we're going to need a key. We could try picking the lock, but we have no skill at that, so chances are that will not work. Now, Nystel's lab, where the Nystel, if you recall from Ultima 7, is the court mage. He has all the good loot. His closet teleports us down here. Now, an interesting facet of Ultima lore is that shaking potions can enhance their efficiency. So, for instance, if we throw these against the wall a bunch of times, we now have magical debris. Here, you don't get hurt from running into walls, but jumping into walls will damage you. So there. We've taken 4 points of damage, but we can heal it right up with our enhanced potions. Some more runestones. It's useful for a spell called Bounce, but we don't really have much call to bounce right now. And more runestones. So now we have a... I guess I can't do that while holding the pearl. Pearl valuable, so I'll take that. Completely lost track of what I want to do. Oh, sorry, I want to prepare a spell. All the spells in this game have 2 or 3 runes. I'm going to prepare a luck spell. The game, by the way, still uses the color coding that the older Ultimas use for potions. Red cures poison, purple protects, yellow heals, colorless restores your mana. I thought I would just showcase one of the spells. Luck is a fairly basic level 1 spell that makes you fight a bit better. We killed the slug things. And another rat. The gray ones are poisonous, so they're a bit more dangerous than that tan rat we fought earlier. But we have a high strength and consequently high sword and attack skills, so we're fine. Gloves, and we'll take the leather cap. So now we have at least some armor, though no pants. Maybe I should have been more careful around those rats. They're probably just at pants level. I'm pretty sure the game does have some sort of his system for determining where you get hit and applying the armor of that area to, how well protected you are. This is an anvil. Anvils can be used to repair things, although because our repair skill is 0, we'll probably just waste a lot of time, possibly break whatever we're trying to fix, so I'm just not going to bother. And with that, we can get started with the plot. The TLDR version is that Guardian made a huge black rock dome around the castle. No one can get in or out, and we're stuck. We'll find out more later, but if we go to the front door, there's this black rock wall that we can't get through. And as hero of the realm, well, we're going to have to deal with it. Lord British, yeah, let's get started. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to read all this stuff out. There's going to be a lot of dialogue and a lot of, reading. So he's going to attack Britannia. Gargoyles, maybe they can help. But, no one knows what to do. So we need to find a way to get out of here. He's making... So we need to search around for a way out. And the Guardian comes by to taunt us. Interestingly enough, in the earlier games, the Guardian did not use the Britannian sort of faux Shakespeare English. He talked in a very modern, contemporary 20th century English, but now he starts talking like a Britannian for some reason. They're not always tremendously consistent about this stuff. Just going to save again. The game sometimes crashes or glitchy things happen, so I don't want to get anything messed up, so I will be saving periodically. LB has a chest in his room. It's locked and it's massive, so he can't break it open. I've only ever been able to open it once, and I had to cheat my lockpick up to 60 to get it. I'm not quite sure what the intended thing is there. So most of the time we can at the start, when you do plot-related stuff, it'll allow more talk conversation, but right now at the start, mostly it's a kind of, what have you been up to for the past week, for the past year in between games, and, what are you doing now? Oh yes, and most games, Lord British can heal us. Not this one, though. Just in case you were wondering. Blah, blah, blah. A lot of the times you'll have these two conversation options that don't actually mean anything. But let's be the classical hero. We won't have our friends face danger alone. Besides, the worst that could happen is if we're outside, we'd be stuck with Chuckles. So, anyway, I'm just going to run around and talk to everyone to make sure that we've spoken. Yellow, our oldest companion. Oh, by the way, most of the training functions in the castle, for the various skills, are people in the castle. So we will have to be returning periodically to top up our stats. So Yellow can train us in missiles, swimming, and appraisal. He has his. Gweno was missing in. Blackgate, and we actually go looking for her in Serpent's Isle, which I think Serpent's Isle was released before this game, but it's chronologically afterwards. No news on her for now, and let's see if he has anything germane to our position. Have a little faith. Okay, things are right. Problems in the sewers. Maybe we should go do that, being the hero and everything. So, yeah, that's kind of... Our first step is to explore the sewers, and there will be something we can find in the sewers that will help us. But in character, we don't know about that yet. Miranda's the mayor of Britain, and... No, Patterson was the mayor, and then he... I don't know if he still is, but Miranda's one of the people on Lord British's council. So this refers to something we did in Blackgate. Room in the Great Hall. We're keeping track. Okay, yep. Okay, and she will usually tell us if there's plot important stuff that we're missing. So... Nystel is the court mage, and Nelson is a visiting scholar. So, Charles is one of the servants in the palace. Benny and Boots are his parents, by the way. The thing with her sister and Kuroshio is a little Easter egg in Blackgate. You should really play the game yourself, though, to see it. Be sure to use the plaque. Fortunately, while there are like the stairs leading down to the storerooms, nobody in the castle ever uses the stairs. They're all on the first floor. Okay. You could keep Lord British company then. Okay, she married the carnival guy. It's always useful in these sorts of pick your conversation path. There would not be the option if there wasn't something useful she could tell us, right? So 4 a.m, something happened. Whose boots? I feel like I should remember that, but oh yeah, the one of the retired servants, right? More yes. Um, let's try to be nice. Maybe not. And don't forget, Nana was part of the fellowship. So, okay, nice. Still, what do you want? Okay. He's also the trainer for most magical stuff. Have you brought down the prices of spells and reagents? They were really expensive in 7. So that's big hint. We should be looking for the spell book. Yeah, the game's called Labyrinth of Worlds, so we'll be exploring other realities. One thing I thought, just a minor lore continuity thing. If you remember Blackgate, we had this wand from a guy called Rudium that could explode Blackrock. Now, granted, blowing up all the Blackrock while we're in the middle of it is probably a bad idea, but I would have liked to have seen like some small, why don't we try using Rudium's wand? Oh, it's too dangerous. Syria here. Syria trains in swords, so that's useful. Although I meant to train some more casting. Or maybe we should get some combat instead. This is again referring to stuff in Blackgate, but Disnell was the Fellowship's executioner, so it's probably a good thing that he's dead. Oh, congratulations. She's in charge of the Murder Academy. Oh well, she is not the sort to appreciate the virtue of humility. Actually, I'm just going to tell. Where did Jeffrey go? This is his room. Maybe he's out front. Unfortunately, Jeffrey looks like a guard, so it's kind of annoying to find him. Let's see how he's been. Yeah, well, you never joined the party since you 4, you lazy bastard. Blah, blah, blah. And let's have him train us an attack while we're here. Whoops. So if you recall, we were at 10 before we trained. We'll probably go up to like 13 or so. Oh, no, we only went up to 11. That sucks. Oh well. We are almost done talking to all the people, so we can get to the actual dungeon delving. I'm just going to head all the way out and then back. Sometimes you get stuck like that because there are secret doors that riddle the castle and the hitboxes are weird. Okay, he's a nice guy. Maybe not so nice of a guy. What exactly can you do? You're the head of a homeless shelter. He's a nice guy and all, but I don't know if he's exactly the sort of guy for this sort of crisis. Patterson says the. Also, his eyes are blue. Is he like addicted to spice? Yeah, let's have him help keep up people's morale. Yeah, we caught him having an affair. Let's be nice though. But let's not be too nice. And he can train us with charisma. This is Julia, one of our companions. She's also one of our companions from U4, so I mean there are 8 canonical companions, which is funny because you can never have all 8 in U4. Whichever class you are, you don't have them as a companion. Okay. Yes, the Deanna Troi counterpart. I don't know why they did that in U7, but Serpent's Hold, where she's from, is the bridge crew from Star Trek: The Next Generation. And like Troi, she is pretty useless. Yeah, I don't even want to hear what she's been up to the past year. Nelson actually did want to talk to us. Okay. Yeah, we'll get it. Let's be confident. This refers to stuff in the Black Gate. Like when you went into the giant cube, you could enter in and get a smaller cube, which was the key to breaking the Black Gate. Okay. Well, we'll just have to go into the sewers, which is why I've left Dupre for last. Oh, this is a cute little... I mean, the art is pretty crude and hard to follow, but it's definitely from the box art of U6. Whoops, Dupre's room. And the key to the sewers. But let's talk to him first. Yeah, drunkard. And he'll train us with axes and maces, which are not all that important since I'm going for swords this game. So this door was massive and locked, but we have the key. And now we enter the sewers, where kind of the dungeon crawl begins in earnest. A lot of... Oh, something's already attacked us. A bat. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this. There are 3 types of attacks. We can do a lateral slash by holding towards the center of the... We can do an overhead chop by going up, or if we're near the bottom of the screen, we stab. There are certain advantages, disadvantages to, like, certain weapons do well with certain attacks. The short sword's good at thrusting, and depending on where, like this worm crawling on the ground, you want to hit low, so you stab. Also, unlike the map of the castle, here we actually map things out as we explore. Whereas, like up here, we just had the whole thing filled out for us. Although we've been in the sewers in previous games, so surely we'd remember how they are. Then again, they do seem to change from game to game, so maybe that memory isn't all that good. Lord British does seem to redesign the castle in between every game. More water. I'm hoping to collect about 30. Oh, hello. There's someone here. Oh dear, something is up. If you recall from the earlier game, um, Buccaneer's Den was one of the oldest, most established, and most influential branches of the Fellowship. So if they're coming back there, of course, Buccaneer's Den is like a quarter of the way around the world. So let's ask him how he got here. I see. Green giant. Not sure what that is. Can of peas. We can use this to tell what time it is. If we do this, that brings a fight, but we can get him into prison by just saying to. That gets him out of here so we can steal his stuff. And it also means that we can... he'll actually train us in certain skills. He's the only trainer in acrobatics, I think. By the way, I don't think I've used this function before in this game, but if you use a container, you'll empty it out, and it's like we can get a bit more food. I'm collecting oil in case at some point we'll get a lamp that's better than torches for illumination. This is actually the first really serious fight of the game. You can tell there's trouble by all the skulls. Headlesses, at least in this, the level of power we're at now, are pretty dangerous. I'm trying to move back and forth to kind of rush up and hit them and dodge out of range when they attack back. But to be honest, it's not that much of a boost. There's a second headless lurking around here somewhere, but I'm hoping to kill this one before it pops up and hits us in the back or something. If we weren't a fighter or a paladin, I'd probably be trying to avoid this fight right now and come back later when we're more powerful. But that got us to level 2 instantly. I'm going to take the money and the leather leggings. And I think we had a heal. I'm just going to drink that. Unfortunately, we need a mana rune to cast a heal spell ourselves. So, now where is that other headless? I know. Come on, come. There you are. Die already. And we're at level 3. Although we've taken some hits. Oh well. This is good progress. This is the first major puzzle of the game. There's another whoops, we fell down. We need to get to that portcullis, but the floors keep shifting from under us, and we might fall down here where there's a lurker. I'm hoping we can... Oh, whoops. Problem is we can't fight when we're swimming, so the lurker can be pretty dangerous. Until we have water walk, which I don't think we have all the runes for, And we don't even have the level to cast it if we did have the runes. Actually, we do have both runes we need. Waterwalk is Yelmpor. I remember that one because it's important. I'm just going to try to... There is a bit of treasure here. I'm just going to try to swim past the lurker. Probably don't have the lore to tell what the wand does, but wands are good, right? We can stand at the edge of and try to fight it, but I don't know if they have a tendency to run away when they're hurt. This is kind of dull, but I mean, we've hit it before. There we go. How much damage did we take fighting that thing? We were at 21 before. Okay. In we go. And fortunately, there is a chain that opens the other portcullis, so we don't ever have to do that again. So if you recall, Nelson said that the whatever the inner structure of the Guardian's construction is probably at the bottom, so we want to get to descend if we can. Oh, look, a hole. Probably explore that area more fully some other time, but for now... Take the ragged magical scroll. These are dread spiders. They're not hostile yet, but dread spiders are much stronger than some of the things we've been fighting, and they're very poisonous. So I will leave them alone for now. Okay, I can hear the monk bat flying around. We got poisoned. So poison will do damage every minute. We're up to level 4 now. Let's heal a bit. The red potion will cure our poison, but I want to keep it around for later. Actually doesn't belong to anyone, but we've already got 2 short swords. I don't see why we need a third. Oh, hello, goblins. But let's be nice. he ain't kidding. But, you know, there are a couple of goblins down here. They are friendly, if somewhat disgusting at times. Haven't they only been trapped down here for like 2 days, though? Or this morning? But, yeah. Let's see if he's got anything. Yeah, fishing pole might be useful, and the leeches could help with the poison. So I don't want to give him any of our money. He said he's sick of fish, so let's try some meat and pastry. And we'll throw in a short sword. Cool. The fishing pole can be used to catch fish. And leeches, I'll show what leeches do right now. Only barely poison. Basically, leeches will hurt you, but remove all your poison. Oh, we could have just gotten a fishing pole for free. Oops. Oh well, it's not like we traded him anything important. Exterminator of rats. Check against my map to make sure I don't want to miss stuff. Okay. Great. Okay. I believe there's a stair. Yeah, oh, a ladder up. So this is one of the ways back up to the level 3 of the sewers. Amazing how we just climbed up and instantly know where we were relative to our earlier position. But I guess I'm not an avatar with that sort of sense of direction. Okay. That music, by the way, means someone's attacking you. 2 more rodents. I'm pretty sure there's a secret door around here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Nope. There it is. Plant. Ooh, a shiny gold ring. Oh, if that happens, then it's cursed. We'll try to flock it off to some dumbass. And a light mace if you use maces. Okay. Another scroll. Oh, magical scroll. And another annoying rodent. A boss rat. Ow. If you get hit with that red sort of thing, then you've been seriously injured. Ooh, that rat had a crown. Crowns are pretty valuable. Take that. I think it's time to use the leeches. We have 3 hit points left. Let's heal. Don't think there's any. Oh no, I can see a scroll. I can get it. There we go. Now across the pond, we're about to approach. Oh, well, first let's kill the acid slug. Now there's a pond here. So it can't cross, but there is a Reaper. Fortunately not a Mass Effect Reaper, but and it is way too strong to fight. I'm just going to try to grab some stuff and run. You can sort of see the key there. That's the key to the armory. Let's get out of here. Now that is a much better weapon than our puny little short sword. So it's actually magic, although we don't have enough lore to know that in character yet. So this jeweled sword, you might notice, rears up a lot slower, but it also hits a lot harder. So maybe not great against like weak things like rats here, but that gets us there. And now that we are properly outfitted, let's continue our explorations. More lurkers. We can sort of see an island over here. Although, given that these are the sewers, I don't know if swimming in the water here is such a great idea. But the island in here, this is a ladder down. And here we are in a well-lit chamber. Just finding it got us some XP. Oh, level 5 is good. That means we now have enough XP to cast 3rd level spells. Most directly useful will be Water Walk. We also probably have picked up some skill points. Water walk will be important because we can go looking through all the water areas and the sewers, and it means that we can just walk around and fight the lurkers. Over at the center of things, we have this, a large black rock gem. If we look here, you can see this facet is a bit different, and we are somewhere else. And I think for now, this is a good place to stop. We've only, it's 5:32, but I think we have found our first alternate world. I think though I'm going to run back and go back to the castle, but that can be on our next session. Hope everyone enjoyed watching, and we'll see more next time.